Welcome to a Farming Zone, a radio TV10 show that discusses on the ways that we can enhance agriculture by boosting its productivity and productivity across Rwanda. Today, I'm Jean-Claude Niyomugabo and I will be your host. We are going to discuss about different opportunities for the young people in agriculture value chain. As agriculture, which is the backbone of Rwandan economy, we are going to discuss on how young people, which compose of more than 50% of the population, can enhance agriculture value chain by focusing on the production as well as other value chain activities in Rwanda. Today, I'm not alone. I'm with different experts, young people who are going to discuss, to show us different ways on how we can enhance agriculture productivity. The first one is Gatsinzi, who is Chief Operation Officer at Inshuti Food. Gatsinzi, welcome to our panel.
Thank you so much.
The second is Germaine, who is Yarita, a network facilitator at Yarita. Welcome to our panel.
Thank you.
Last but not the least is Alexis Nyandwi, who is social media agriculture influencer. Welcome to our panel.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
As you can see that we have an amazing panel who is going to share with us how they have been navigating in different ways. They are the panel who are into food processing. They are also into agroecology, conservation. There is also other young people who are into content creation. Starting from someone who is into content creation, Alexis, how did you come with content creation?
Okay, thank you so much for asking me a good question. Creating content in agriculture, it depends on the topic you want to develop. But for me, as you know, the whole content I create is all about agriculture. First of all, I have to look, for example, when I want to talk about the policy of related to the agriculture, I have to check where on what is the ministry says or what is our Rwanda agriculture says. Because the content we do, we have to make sure that if that content is true and effective. So that's why you get a lot of research. You do research and you have also to check on what others posting in order to create the good content. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Alex. Coming to Germaine, I saw that sometimes you are working around agroecology, conservation agriculture as a network facilitator for Yarita. First of all, I wanted to know what is Yarita and how are you working around conservation and agroecology?
Thank you. Yarita is Youth in Agroecology and Business Learning Track. It's a youth-driven initiative which empowers youth in agroecology by providing them opportunities to link them to finances, to link them to many opportunities like helping them to market their agroecology products and even giving them the platform to discuss about transforming this food system. I see Alta as a promising initiative for youth to engage in transforming this food system. How I come up with a passion of agroecology and conservation agriculture. In my childhood, I never imagined becoming a farmer. However, when I was about to start my university, I found myself that I had been pressed in studying agriculture domain. I was very disappointed, but I decided to accept it and focus on my study without big dreams in that. But when I get in my village during the vacancies, I started to to see what are the projects in our community about agriculture, I found the smallholder farmers doing regenerative agriculture. I was very inspired by what are they doing. They used to mulch their land. They used to make their own biopesticides. I was like, what is that? Then I approached them. They told me who trains them. I had a conversation with him. So I got inspired by growing the healthy food in a sustainable way. That's how I came up with the passion of agroecology and conservation agriculture.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I think that when it comes to that, you are supporting farmers when it comes to conservation agriculture, agroecology in a way that is sustainable. We need to make sure that when it comes to production, we have to grow crops in sustainable ways. So coming to food processing, Gatsins, I know that you have an experience when it comes to food systems as well as food processing. And you are also the Chief Operation Officer at Intuitive Foods, as well as supporting young people who are going to enter into food processing with different ways. So how have your background influenced you to be an expert in this area?
Yes, thank you so much. My work for consultation has been inspiring me since I was at university, because I've been conducting different internships in different industries just to get myself familiar with the industry. Then for some, after graduating, I've got first job for supporting as a head of production at certain company that was producing food products. So the inspiration came that after realizing how the small enterprises are struggling to get the certification quality marks to comply with the standards. So that's how I come to realize after those different experience, the gap that was between the owner of the company and the standard bodies. So there was lacking someone who can implement, who have a right skills, so can also support back the SMEs, so to comply with the standard. That's how they come to navigate in the sector as well, because I knew what was the requirement for the standard and also the gaps and that the SMEs holder of owners that they have. So I get to acquire the right skills so that I can start supporting them.
So how are you working with Intuitive Food? Are you working also in the consultancy or are you in the food processing?
Both, because before we start the Intuitive Food, I have been a consultant. So later on, then we realized that we need also to solve a problem that was existing. So I do both. So for Intuitive Food, that comes to also solve the problem. So because we knew what it takes to have an SME and also to solve the problem that has been observing from the agricultural value chain and opportunities. Then we say, oh, let's get this and solve the problem from the farmers and put the product on the market.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I think that when it comes to consultancy, it is where most of the young people lack the knowledge and the skills when it comes to food processing, the standard and everything around that. Coming to Alex, I saw you are creating content around agriculture, and you have been trying to showcase what is going on in agriculture value chain. It's like the new terms which is called social agriculture, where young people are leveraging the power of digital technologies, social media, to improve the livelihood of farmers and to inspire more people to join agriculture. So is this something that you studied in university, or is it something that came up as a passion?
Yeah, thank you so much. First of all, my background, I did the journalism and the communication as a faculty, but my department was public relations. So I remember when I finished my my bachelor, it was 2015. I got the opportunity to work in the Ministry of Agriculture and Animal Resources, Minagri. So on that time, this is where I started to have, this passion of tweeting and drafting some content on YouTube. On the social media of the ministry. But even myself on my social media page, this is where I started to create the content and share tweets, tagging some people who have the big profile in this sector. This is how I become the social media from that time up to now. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, that's really amazing. So how is your day look like as a content creator in agriculture sector?
When I try to look at the level before and now, there is too much improvement because there's something we need to be, the reason why we need to be happy. On that time, the sector of agriculture in Rwanda didn't understanding where the importance of using social media and the drafting, content related to the agriculture. But now, as you see, we are very supportive from different institutions, even the ministry and even the project or the institution affiliated to the ministry. So now, because we have support, I can say that there is, when I try to look how the agriculture social media influencer do the content, there is too much, there is too much improvement from the other social media agriculture and even me.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I think that you are talking around someone who did communication in universities, and then you went into content creation,
Yes.
which is very amazing. You're coming to Germaine. I think that when it comes to the young people who want to go into agriculture, you can see that most of them want to do the production, which is called the conventional farming. They don't just want to do, conservation agriculture, agroecology, and something around that, around sustainable agriculture. So how do you support young people to make sure that they can try to venture into conservation agriculture and agroecology in a way that is sustainable, you as Germaine as well as Yarta? Thank you.
Thank you. As young farmer as young farmer, we have to notice the challenges that our field is facing. Especially, we have to notice the climate change. The climate change is impacting our food system, and it's not something we are imagining. It's the reality we are living in. So we have to be first as young farmers to take a lead in planting trees, adopting climate-smart agriculture, advocate for it, to join trainings, to build peer knowledge-sharing initiatives, to learn about climate-smart agriculture, and advocate for it. I see through this, I see that we can take a step in building the more resilient food system. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I think that the young people who are following us can try to really understand how they can, venture into agriculture. We need a sustainable agriculture practice which can feed the present and the future generation. Coming to Gatsin's food processor, when it comes to food processing, it's very hard for the young people to enter into the market. And sometimes when you talk to them, they say that, okay, we don't have money, we don't have standard, it's very hard for us to enter into the local as well as export market. So how do you make sure that young people can have a competitive ways to enter into local and, export market in a ways as consultancy as well as, working as intuitive food?
Yes, thank you for my service or the way I do. First, or the way I support young people in the food industry, from the gap that I've been seen since day one, is that I try to give someone what is really needed. So because First thing is that you know what it takes. For example, if someone is looking to do export, veggies, or producing juice, or producing milk or yogurt, so if someone is like in the sky, you don't know how to start. What should I have first? So the way we do that, there's a minimum and primary at least requirement so that you can start the business. From there, then by my experience, I know what the requirement from the regulatory bodies, Rwanda Board, Rwanda FDA, and also the quality compliance requirement that a plant or a facility must have, because food is a food.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing. So people think that maybe someone is producing paper. Of course, there's a standard to comply, but when it comes to the food, it's a public health. So there's a critical requirement that you should comply regardless. However, you are allowed to start small, as usual. So what I do is that after understanding the idea, because the service comes from ideation to product launch in the middle, according to the stage. So what we do is to comply. There's a primary requirement that at least you can say I can apply for the quality mark on any regulatory regulations. So from there, when someone is coming to me, so I say, do you have this and this and this and this? For example, do you have a machine? Because someone is waking up, say I make product at home, or I take my product to Rwanda Board. Oh, you know, Rafiki, I have been testing my product. Oh, the product has been passed the laboratory test. Now I'm okay, I can apply for S-Mark. I have a DB certificate, whatever. But when it comes to ask what product are you producing to the market? So the few questions I ask, considering the primary requirement that you should comply, for example, if someone is looking for the quality mark and you are producing a juice in your akageto, that's not going to work. Yeah. Yeah. So I try to, with available fund, is possible. So we start small. For example, we say, okay, let's find an affordable house. You cannot have you cannot afford a facility that complies with the standard in Kichukiro, but you can go with Gisela, or you can go Ruyenzi, where you can, according to your budget. That's the way I help someone. So for the requirement of the machine, if a machine from China is 5 million, so we go somewhere to Mohima. There's the people who are allowed by Rwanda FDA to manufacture locally some machines that are below from the Chinese. So we go there. Instead of buying 5 million machine, you can buy for 500, a small machine. So that's how we can comply baby steps. Then for what it really matters is know what are the important primary compliance. Then you grow step by step as we avail what is needed.
Yeah, as someone, for example, if I'm from Musanze and I saw that there is a lot of passion fruits and I just want to produce passion fruit juice. I know that at Nyirangarama they are also producing passion juice. There is some of other companies who are producing those passion juice. So how can you support that young people to make sure that he can comply with the standard so that he can supply to the local market as well as export market?
Yes, that's also come back to what I have said. First is to understand the minimum requirement. So having the availability of the ingredient, having market is first thing. But as I said, there's a facility, there's also a small machine that you can buy locally. Then because I know, in the standard, people get confused. There's a lot of full automated plants, full automated. There's nobody that touches anything full automated that have never gotten quality mark. So what matters is the practice. For example, raw material reception, cooking, washing is what we consider really. So from there, I first support to build a concrete practices along the production that allow us to produce a safe product. Alongside, say, okay, you have got 1 million, I have 2 million. Then I find affordable house, affordable equipment. Also, going through the steps of meeting the requirements. There's some kind of a program where you can start small. For example, if you have a complying facility, then I come to analyze your production process. How do you handle this? Do you have a documentation? Because when RSB come to visit, they say, RSB asked me a machine, a filling machine. There's a people who has, even now, a lot of people that I have supported, they got S-mark, but using a semi-automated machine. It's not a matter of full automated, because we know if we are going to put that condition, only few industries are alive. But are we able to, for example, if we are using some hand activities based on a plant, how are we complying with hygiene? Because also remember, even when you are going to buy samosa, you check the cleanliness of the buckets of someone who is giving you the samosa. But how can you, then how can you expect it to have to produce food, and also your employees don't have even aprons, don't have hair cover, don't have a face mask. So those are the preliminary steps that you comply with, sticking on the available funds, because we know the primary requirements, that is the available fund, even 1 million. There's a lot of people I have supported, they have S-mark now with 1 million, Rwandan francs. It's a matter to know what really to put in place. The machine that are critical at each production steps, and also the sequence of the process in certification, because 99% of people I met, they overjump. They get to comply with a 8th step, but 2nd step is not there. So you find they invested in something that doesn't really matter, because what we observe in a few words is quality compliance. Is not the how can I call it? You know, you may even have, as I said, an automated machine. But when you ask your cleaning procedure, we see you even use banned chemicals for cleaning. What's the purpose of the machine? Because we are using banned chemicals, then all the process for cleaning is not valid. So what it matters, you can even, someone who is using bucket, he gets S-mark. You with machine don't get S-mark. So the way I support young people is to go through the right process by availing primary equipment in the process, so they can get quality mark. And we did it.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I think that you are doing an amazing job when it comes to supporting young people. And especially for us as young people, we don't have the skills to make sure that we know those processes. You have mentioned a lot of process and a lot of procedures that young people can use to make sure that they can try to, to comply with the standard, as well as getting market in their ways. So for the people who are following us online, you can send us a WhatsApp message. You can, send us some of the message over the social media to make sure that we can extend this conversation. If you have any question, if you have any tips that young people can use to make sure that they use an opportunities in agriculture, make sure that you share with us any information. Thank you. So you're coming to Alex. Yes. So you have been working around creating content. And I saw that sometimes those content are supporting and helping young people to be involved in agriculture. Did you get some of the testimonies from young people who have been doing what you have been posting, so that they came, they say that, okay, we did this because of what we saw online? Because I saw sometimes for other influencers, I saw that it's very good when you have the testimonials from your audience. So did you get that experience?
Yeah, thank you so much. Since if you take over the last 5 years ago, we have received a lot different feedback from the farmers, from other young people like me, who always, when we're posting something, for example, if it is a content related about maybe how we can grow the maize farming, sometimes you got the message and someone asking you that how can be a good farmer of growing maize. So And the public sometimes they take influencers as like the expert in in agriculture. But for example, for me, when I posting something related about to how can grow the maize, when I got the message asking me how the techniques I can use, automatically I direct him to someone who is in charge of that. For example, the Rwanda Agriculture Board and the Ministry of Agriculture. So any content we share, we get a lot of different the feedback message on our DM. Come back to your question. Since I started to posting the agriculture, I've seen a lot of young people growing in this sector. When I mentioned their names, like Diego, do you know Diego Twahirwa,
Yes.
the director of Gashora Farm, the Regis? Those are two young people known. They become a superstar in this agriculture, and they also they started the forum. I mean, they made a lot of contribution to create the forum of Rwanda Youth in Agribusiness Forum. So, and currently we have more than 10 years of, we have more than 10,000 young people, 12,000 people who do agriculture as young people from across the country. So I think this is a very big success, and I'm sure that all of them, they saw us as influencer posting our content.
That is really amazing. And you say that you have 10,000 young people.
Yes. After lifting the Ministry of Agriculture, I've worked in the Rwanda Youth and Agribusiness Forum. Those are the members of RIAF. I don't remember the way because I'm no longer there. Yes. But I remember when I was there, we had the 12,000 of young people who do agriculture as a business. Not just
yeah, that's very huge. Yeah. That's very huge. So they are doing agriculture as a business.
Yes.
So are they in all of the country, or they are in a specific place in the country?
Yeah, in this country. I said actually 2015. This is where this is where we created the Rwanda Youth in Agribusiness Forum. We've supported the Ministry of Agriculture and the other ministries. So from that time up to now, okay, last week I checked their website. It is the number. It is the same up to now. So for me, as someone who has been working in this sector for many times, I saw that there is there is improvement of young people like this one who do agriculture as a business in their daily lives.
Yeah, and I think that when it comes to young people, you can see that when the people have a forum where they can discuss different ways on how they can boost agriculture productivity, it's a very amazing thing. And this is what Farming Zone is doing, to make sure that we can bring those young people here to talk about what they are doing, especially in agriculture, in their businesses. So I wanted to know, Germaine, I saw that when it comes to the young people, as Alex said, in order to do agriculture as a business, sometimes we need to change mindset. We need to make sure that they really understand the opportunities which are available, which is also the main reason of this discussion, to make sure that young people can really understand the opportunities around agriculture. So what are the opportunities around conservation agriculture and agroecology?
Okay, thank you. The opportunities around this agroecology and conservation agriculture, they are many. There are many organizations that promote them. They have a meaningful impact, or they have. It's to grow a healthy food for the community. It's understandable. So I see that the opportunities from Yalta is there. Please follow Yalta platforms. Please visit Yalta website You get there, there are mentors who help the youth in agroecology, businesses, to help them to grow their businesses, to help them to get access to finances. The opportunities are there. As you see, youth in agriculture, you can see them on X. It means it's a hope. It's a field which gives hope. Mm-hmm. When you see young people proud that we are farmers, it means this field gives hope. So I can encourage my fellow youth that agriculture is full of opportunities, and we hope to grow together.
Yeah, thank you so much. You say that we can find a lot of young people along social media saying that they are proud of doing agriculture. Sometimes I check social media and I see that most of the young people are doing agriculture, they are posting their daily basis, what they are doing on the daily basis. But when it comes to that, I have realized that the largest number are for the young people who are into production. But coming to the people who are into processing, most of them are few. So coming to Gatsins, what do you think is the reason why most of those young people are few in the food processing, and how do you think that the government or the enabling partners can support them to make sure that they can, increase in numbers?
Yes, first thing I can first appreciate, because compared to 10 years ago, there was quite, I can say the big companies only. So I've not seen any improvement as I see today, and I'm really proud and happy for this big step. So however, there are still number compared to what is joining for primary production. First thing is, I can call it food processing was not aware, we were not aware about it until it is introduced in secondary school, universities. So the stimulation came once the government, the people who like us, who wants to study food processing, they come out, oh, okay, what I'm going to use, what I've learned. Because if you do food science, you cannot be all teachers. You cannot be all to work from Rwanda FDA. And you realize how is someone who has even no knowledge is producing juice, is producing samosa. Why should I went to school? So, and also considering the gaps I've seen, the post-harvest law says, we came up with, okay, we can make it. But the reference was a problem. To know, I've never seen a tomato paste plant in Rwanda. How I'm going to start? So to pick the point from the reason people are still not as many as we should be, the first thing is that is the sector I can call it is branding now.
Yes.
Everyone is now excited to know, hey, the thing works. Because that comes from mentality. We thought that anything comes from Kenya. There's only a product from Nyirangarama, Nyanje. There's no most of the industry we knew that the mentality and mindset was quite dormant to say all comes from Kenya. So after realizing that, the basic factor I realize now as the reason and main factor is that there's a still gap in awareness. As we say, join agriculture, primary production, growing maize, doing fertilizer, producing fertilizer. Let's also do for the same. And also there's a huge opportunity in food processing. Because when you go in the supermarket, tell me the percentage of made in processed products like paste, spaghetti, tomato paste, wine. The percentage like 80%, they are all imported.
Yeah, true.
Also, on the other hand, 40 or 50, Alex, you also help me about 40 or 30% of the primary production goes to waste here, like the chili, the tomato, whatever. So the reason that first for there's no like a huge awareness for that. Also, there's a misconception of the requirement because someone who has started a plant, Rwanda FDA came to normalize because everyone is producing beer from your home. You are selling banana beer, Alexis is producing yogurt, is selling to Nyabugogo, and there's no one cares about. So the government come to regulate the sector, which was also important. So from there, people say, it's quite a burden. You need to have a full warehouse. You need to have a machine. I see the investment is now 10, 50 million, 100 million. No, I'm going to not join. Rather, I can establish a bar of 500,000 in my village. That is impossible. So, which is now needs to change to know it is not a burden, because people has, I'm saying according to the experience I've been talking to the people,
yes.
They say, for food, government say, you start having S-mark, you start having FDA, this is the machine. As youth, we cannot afford 10 million, I can afford 1 million, I can afford 2 million. So that mindset also needs to change. As a main factor, I see is to say, initial investment is high. At some point, it is true for some products. For example, you cannot say you are according to the nature of the product by international standard and the nature itself of the product. For example, you cannot produce yogurt at home. That's I have never seen that. You can produce some fermented milk, at home. You produce some fermented milk, but how long it lasts? It is 4 days, it is spoiled. So there are some products needs a quite big investment, like milk or any other perishable products. But there is other also products that require like small money, like us in Shruti Food. That started small, because there's also a understanding of what, as I said before, what it takes. Because I may be passionate to produce tomato paste, but when I consider to the requirement, I cannot afford by now. When I go to a bakery, okay, it's only oven and mixer. 1 million, and I can afford both machines, for example. Why should I then to go to start for bakery by now? But to grow step by step, because the requirement to have a bakery, I can afford all much with your budget. Also, to know that there's a Mukanuzanya program, it allows you to start small. But we all aim to say, because I have produced juice, in the first week I have to go to market.
Yes.
Let's also be realistic. There's some requirements you have to fulfill. So the reason that is the people has conception that to start a food plant require a huge investment. That's what I have observed as a scared. Also, when you call your friend and is producing wine at Gatsata, FDA has closed my plant. This government is asking me to have this. So that's bias. Alexis say, I said, I can never go in the food processing. I cannot afford that money. So they also, that comes out to awareness to let people know what it takes. Also, youth, come and learn. Now there's a blessing. You can come learn from us. You can learn from other entrepreneurs who also have quality marks and that they are selling now. So you can visit to say, how did you make it? I have 2 million. What the product can I go that fits that? So we overlook what we are passionate to produce, other than what my budget can also make and sell to the market.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I think that the people who are, watching us are learning 1 or 2 things, especially young people who want to do food processing, you want to do content creation, and you want to do conservation agriculture and agroecology. So let's come to the message over the WhatsApp to see what is happening over the WhatsApp, like, the message and the tips. So I saw that from the WhatsApp, there's someone who is called Sanzimana Patrick, and he's based in Musanze, and he's saying that we are following you and we like what the guest is sharing, especially when it comes to what the young people can do in agriculture. There's also another who is from Kichukiro, Eric. He's saying that for the young people to succeed in agriculture, it is essential to collaborate with experienced individuals to make sure that they can get access to market, they can get access to finance, as well as other opportunities around agriculture. And he said that skills also is one of the best ways that young people can take to make sure that they can achieve a food security. something that we want for all Rwandan to achieve. There's one person who wanted to ask a question, and he's saying that from the guy who is using social media. He's saying that is social media something that can generate money? And is it possible for anyone who has willingness to, to do content creation, how can he or she join social media? And another question will be for Rafiki. They're saying that what advice can you give, to someone who wants to start a business of food processing? Let's start with a content creator. So is this something that can generate money?
Yeah. When you are a social media influencer, well, let me talk about in this sector of agriculture, because everything we do, we get money.
Yes.
We get money. We receive a lot of invitation with different people who want to come to work with us, and some of them they give us the different proposals, and so first of all, there's something I cannot maybe advise him or her. If he want to come, to become an influencer. First of all, he need to have, he need to love what he is going to do, because he cannot come in this sector say that I'm going to get the money direct. So it takes a long time. Even me, I started this stuff 2015. But I'm telling you, being honest to you, I started to get the money like 2 years ago. So first of all, it is a sector need to be patient, and and the consistency. Consistency is very important, because sometimes you can create a content today and you find that people they didn't like your content, but if you have a passion, you continue to posting and getting, do you even your own research for getting a good content, so that finally you get money. You get money because that's something for me, I'm happy, because when I try to look at this sector of agriculture, the ministry, the project working under the ministry, the partners of the ministry, today they understand our roles as a social media influencer. So I can say that this sector, there is a cash.
There's the money, so you are enjoying
There
the
is money, and that's why I look like this.
Yeah, that's really amazing. And he also asked me that if there is a network, or where, social media agriculture influencers are, and how they can join the network.
Yeah, thank you so much. First of all, I encourage my fellows young influencers in agriculture. In Rwanda, today we have a platform called the Aglite. So I'm also ambassador of Aglite. So we welcome everyone who want to become a good influencer. But we train them, and we try to show them how this stuff works. So if you want to come, maybe you can give him my contact, so that I will direct him and advise him what he can do to become our member.
So in your network, how many people do you have?
So currently we are 10. We are 10. But we try to we are now started to do kind of campaign of encouraging other young people who like to tweet and to create the content. But the issues we have, some of them, they need some kind of skills. So we are trying to training them in order to become the very good influencer. But everyone in Aglite is open to everyone.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I think that for the young people, or for any other person who want to share the content around agriculture by using social media, reach out to Alex so that he can guide you all along the way. So you're coming to Gatsinzi. So there is one of the young people who say that one of the advice that we can give them for someone who wants to start and run a successful agribusiness in food processing. So which advice can you give them?
It's interesting. First thing for business, you know, you must have an entrepreneurial spirit. Because waking up to say, Inyanji there, the boss says, also, I'm going to produce water because I want to be rich. You are totally wrong. So entrepreneur, you must have that desire. It's something that you cannot buy or take something for money fast. So first, if you have that spirit to say, I want to do business, first, you know, there's an impact, there's a story behind that something I want to create. So if you're looking for money, I don't believe it's going to work. Because creating a product, you are bringing a value, or you are solving a customer's pain that is existing on the market. That's the first thing. Second, there's also, most of us, we ignore that step to learn your business. Because when you say you have an idea of producing water, but you don't sit also as a student, what is this I want to do? You learn your business, understand it. Why should I want to produce water? Who will be my customer? Why will leave Nile and come to buy my water? Maybe it's Rafiki water.
Yes,
why?
yes.
Yeah.
What it takes? What are the requirements? I've been said earlier. For example, if you're going to now to start for producing water, you may find there's a requirement for glass bottle. Are you sure you're going to afford that? Is it feasible for you? Another example, the machine that is a minimum requirement. Maybe there's the machine that filters water, they're expensive machine.
Yes.
Because they don't use chemicals in purifying this water. So after the way you analyze and learn your business, you find what it takes. Come back to learn the market. Because why should I buy your product? So learning your business, identifying all the different questions, asking yourself, considering the spirit, the requirement of what you're going to do, the capital, regulations. You may even find what you're producing here is okay, but in export you can't.
Yeah.
Because there is a further requirement. Because, you know, when you're developing standard, because I'm on a technical committee for a national standard board, when you're developing standard, we take the lowest minimum, possible minimum for food standards. So you may find for export or the ingredient we need to import from China. Like us, there's some, for us, for example, to import the bottles and ABC, there's a need of a huge quantity. For example, if it's a glass bottle in China, you may find, for example, you need to bring a container. Or there's a minimum quantity you need to avail. So are you able? Do you have will you get someone with expertise of producing the product by requirement? Because standard is a standard. There's no way around to say it's complicated. That's the way it is. Because you are dealing with people's health. So considering the requirements and matching your capital and capacity, and also considering the situation and even market trend. For example, you know, when you choose wrong the customer, you may, for example, when you're going to establish a business in Nyamirambo, it's an example.
Yes.
For pork, are you going to succeed?
No,
Selling
because there are
pork.
newsrooms. There.
So that's the thing you ask, to know how I'm going to penetrate the market. And that's how it comes to understand the customer struggles, customer needs. Another thing I want to stress on, which is almost of 90%. You know, I go to say different summits in the stores. We have a big problem, which has to stop immediately, of copy-paste. I want to produce chili oils like in Nyirangarama. I want to produce passion juice like in Nyirangarama. My customer are not happy with my packaging and label. I'm going to take like a Nyirangarama. It looks so smart. So copy and paste. You know, you don't know why that man is producing that way. So, and also he's delivering value for his customer. Other than you can say, focus on what people are not happy about the existing product like you're going to produce. Look around. I told you, we visited a lot of farmers before we invest in Truty. What should we going to do? What are the opportunities around? Because you may find, for example, let me give you example for for cabbage and onion. We all roast cabbage. 3 days, it is dehydrating. We all cooking fast. If you take an opportunity in Rubavu, there is a lot of cabbage. When these are in peak production, one cabbage you can buy at 50 Rwandan francs. So you can say, okay, now customer have a struggle you are stressed, all of us, it's reality. All of us, we are stressed to buy vegetable and consume it quickly. For those who have not the refrigeration, why can we not introducing canning vegetables? So Alexis can buy a 1 kg of vegetable in can. He can use like a whole week, like a whole month. The way we use salt, you are not pressure on using salt for a whole month because we last long for a year. So after identifying the uniqueness and what are you going to solve, it's also another thing to know what are you, even you when you're going to buy iPhone, to pay 1 million, you know the value you are going to pay. So the way you think twice before purchase another product, think also for who will buy your product. What is the value you are going to produce on the market? So by learning that, considering the government laws, regulatory standards and regulations, considering also the funds you can afford, that's how you can penetrate. And also, to be passionate of what you love. Alexa mentioned anything big, because you can produce a chili sauce or a paste. And Guillaume will say, okay, you are my friend, take a sample of paste, go and cook, and give me feedback. And you say, hey, your paste is like, it was oxidated, I didn't like the color. And they say, he's also a hater, why can he just like my sauce is better? So loving what you do, because the customer, they are the perfect guiders for producing. Because we make a mistake to say, I like water in this way. Are you a customer? Or you think, my customer or Kigalians likes something like this. That's your design. Because we are not your customer. You are producing to sell. What you love, scrap it and put in a bin. Develop what customer needs and love. And affordable one. Because we all use made in Rwanda. How much is your wine? 20,000. How much is wine from
South Africa?
8,000. Trust me, even if you can say there's a vitamins, no one is going to buy.
I know.
So considering all those factors, before you invest any single money, because I've met 70% of people I met, they have already made a loss. Because of the investing, as I said before, they are jumping steps. I'm availing everything before learning all this process. So learning, market, and developing our business, and the prototyping, product development, business scaling, scale up, market testing, customer survey, they take like 1 year refining your business to match the market needs. That's the advice that compile everything I can say in a few words.
Yeah, thank you so much, Gatsinzi. In the summary of what Gatsinzi was saying is, when you try to invest in the food processing, first of all, make sure that you have what the customers need, like the problems that customers is facing, and then try to solve that problems. When you solve the problems of the customers, it is where the customers are going to buy the values of your product. And sometimes the customers buy values. They don't buy your product, but they buy your values. So coming to Germaine, so for us, we are into production. Let's skip food processing. So yeah, coming to the production, are there many opportunities around, let's say, producing high demand crops like chili pepper and avocado? Because I saw that those produce are produced by people who are very rich, and for the young people to get, the market, to get enough produce is very, challenging. So how is young people trying to make sure that they can use those opportunities?
Okay, thank you. Young people, they are seeking opportunities. Every day, every time they are seeking opportunities, they are searching, they are trying to network with Nshuti, they are trying to learn from their peer. Answering this question, I'm going to also mention Yalta. Yalta helps those young people who are in that business journey, agriculture, agroecology. They help them to equip them with entrepreneurial skills, and to go with them step by step, to help them to access to the funds to help them to grow their businesses. I can even answer this with that they can approach shelter to those who are who are doing the agroecological products. They get a support.
Thank you so much, Germaine. So as you can see that we have more young people. The people are into production, who can support you into production, and the people are into food processing, and who can support you to make sure that what the young people are producing can be processed to add values. There's also another person who is also can help you to know around content creation, marketing of agriculture produce, to make sure that you can get money, good amount of money from agriculture. So I would like to, ask all of you, which is your background that, bring out you to your expertise, and how have you come to realize that you need to pursue that, dreams and inspiration? And I want you to take like 1 minute, just starting from Gatsins.
Yes, thank you. My background from the university, because we have been trying to produce tomato powders, egg powders, juices. Then I say, how can I make this and sell it at the supermarket? So, and also considering that, as I said, like 80% of the products in the stores are all imported. So then I come to realize, okay, let me develop a food product that can be produced locally, even exported. So myself, I've been saying I will never do anything beside food processing, regardless. So that's how I said, let's employ ourselves, contribute to the country, reduce importing food products, as well as also elevating our sector, because industry play a big role in country development, as you see even in East Africa, because it employs a lot of people, a lot of money circulating inside the country. So that's how we become rich and serve different choices to the customers.
Yeah, serve the community. Coming to Alex.
Yes.
In 1 minute.
Yeah, thank you so much. My background, as I said before, is in journalism and communication. So I decided to support this sector because 2015, there was too much, we getting the information related to agriculture was too hard. Was too hard on that time. But now, because of the sector is understanding the influencers, currently, when you wake up, when I wake up in the morning, when I take my phone, I saw what is going on agriculture sector. So let me take this opportunity to encouraging the partners and other project. Please come and discuss with us as an influencer. If you want to grow your business, I'm telling you, you can't grow your business without working together with the influencers. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Alex. Germaine?
Thank you. I'm doing crop production, and I have decided to learn more and to focus on growing healthy foods in sustainable way. Thank you. Yeah,
thank you so much. Thank you so much for the viewers and the people listening to this conversation. As a reminder, we have this conversation on Farming Zone on Saturday at 3 p.m. It was a pleasure to have you. It was a pleasure to have our amazing panel, and we look forward to having you next week. Thank you.